Okay, looks like we got connected successfully. Please let me know if you can hear me just fine. I can see Douglas in the chat. Welcome, Douglas. Oh man, please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. But Podivoni Fox? I hope that's right. Let me know if you can hear my voice just fine. I want to make sure. In fact, I'm just going to listen in real quick just to see if I can hear myself. Oh, okay. You like my clickety-clack typeboard? Thank you. Alright, well. Oh, we are close to the end of 2021. Oh, hey, Fire. I also don't know if I'm pronouncing that name correct or not, but... Fire, or just Fair, I don't know. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong or not. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna be doing some sketches and just chatting. I have one lined up for Douglas. He wanted one of him and Dart building something in Minecraft, so let's get doing that. Let's see. Let's start by getting some idea of the perspective of the layout. So I was looking today. I was just curious. So one thing I've been wanting to do for a while is to look at, and I don't know why, this is incredibly nerdy, but then again, I am quite nerdy. I just wanted to look at what were some of my all-time favorite animated films, and then actually rank them, and do so in like a kind of a systematic kind of a way, because it's not enough for me to just say like, yeah, I like this one this much and this one a little better. I don't know. And have you guys ever seen, there's this Pokemon favorites picker online that I saw it in a Telegram chat once, and the method it uses, like, I mean, if you can imagine, there's what, like 15,000 different kinds of Pokemon now. I understand that's an exaggeration, but only slightly. And it would be a bit of a challenge to go through and pick, your favorites out of all of them. I mean, I guess we probably have a pretty good idea of what some of your top favorites are, but it has this interesting system of like taking a large group of objects, in this case Pokemon, and then you just like select, it shows you just like a big chunk at a time, and you're not supposed to like rank them all in order so much as just picking the ones from that particular group that you like the most and then leaving the others behind. And you do that enough times, and it'll start to get some idea of an order of preference. And the person who created the site was kind enough to include the source code for their site, and for people to create their own favorite pickers. So anyway, I thought it would be kind of fun to do something like that for ranking my favorite animated films, because I really like animated movies. Now, the problem with that idea is that there are a lot of animated movies out there. Like, I started like just going through. I mean, fortunately, I found out that Wikipedia has a list, because of course they do, of all animated movies ever, separated by year and decade. Some of my favorite animated movies, my favorite animated movies are the ones that have had the biggest impact on me, either creatively or emotionally. So off the top of my head, and this is why I wanted to and I don't know why this is like so important to me. Actually, I mean, I don't know. It's more of a curiosity than anything. I think it would be cool to just go through and see like what my top favorites were, like in a systematic way, rather than just relying on my own I don't know, just kind of informally saying like, oh, I think I like this one. But if I did have to just kind of go off the top of my head, I would probably say Zootopia is definitely up there. I loved Zootopia a lot. I really loved the world that they made and how they used that world to tell a story. It was impressive to me, and not just any story, like how they used the world itself to create conflict, which really drives that story. You look at other films featuring anthropomorphic characters, like Sing, for example, and I love the movie Sing. It has some really great music, the characters are fun, the way that let's see, sorry, I'm trying to get Doug's mouth right here. But the way the different characters and their designs play off of one another is really cool. One thing that is maybe a weakness to Sing, however, is that the fact that they're all animals doesn't really play into the story at all. There are some, fun character moments, with like let's see, I can't even remember all the characters' names now, but like how the elephant character, she's like really big, but she's also really shy, and that's her character is really endearing because of that. And there are other kind of examples like that. The mouse, he's like really small, but he's cocky and got a big attitude, that kind of thing. But the fact that they're all animals doesn't matter much to the plot. You could have replaced them with other creatures, other species. you could have replaced them with humans, for that matter, and the story wouldn't have changed all that much. And that's fine. I'm not the kind of person to complain about that. In fact, I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to animated movies. Francine, that was her name. That's right. The elephant. But anyway, in Zootopia, by contrast, they created this world where everyone who lives in it is an animal. And then they use that world and the rules of the way that world works to tell the story, to create the conflict that drives the story, the night howlers and all that. Alright, let's see. So each block is 3 by 3. Okay, so I need to fix Doug's ear. We'll do that in a second. Okay, Doug, let me know. So each block is 3 by 3, and Doug is... So Doug is about... Is Doug the size of one of these blocks, then? Is that what you're saying, Doug? Let me know, and I can definitely resize him. We can do that pretty easy. And yeah, I definitely need to fix that ear. It's a little better, I think. Okay, so yeah, Doug needs to be quite a bit smaller. In fact, why don't we have him standing on top? So he was going to be like inside the building, but let's actually have him standing on top of one of these blocks. Yes. Took the words right out of my mouth, Douglas. So yeah, Zootopia became a really important film for me creatively, because once again, because of how they told a story with the world that they had created. And I realize I'm going to have to shrink down Doug's proportions here a little bit, but we'll take care of that in a minute. But I also really appreciate movies that have an emotional impact on me. Movies in general that make people feel things, and where those feelings are by design, if that makes sense. And where those, I guess, where like those feelings also are kind of like part of the storytelling, rather than just being incidental. And Kanto is a great example. Yeah, I love the way that in Encanto you learn about how each member of the family, contributes to the family and to the community, but also how each one has anxieties, and Mirabel in was that her name, Mirabel? I've only seen it twice. But how she kind of feels and, you know, frankly, is made to feel like a second-class member of the family because she doesn't have a super amazing gift like everyone else. When in reality, I mean, the way I interpreted it, when, you know, she goes to open her door, but then the door kind of just dissolves, that was the house's way of telling her that she already had her gift. Her gift, cheesy as it may sound, was that she kind of holds the family together. And when the candle almost went out, and all the times when, you know, like cracks appear, or when the candle flickers and all that, there are times when there's discord in the family. And most notably, it happens when... Oh yeah, I guess I should... I guess I should warn about spoilers. Well, anyway. Yeah, alright. Well, I won't go any further than that for now. But yeah, Encanto, very, very good film. Lots of feelings in that one. And really great music as well. Which certainly doesn't hurt. Let's see. Let me know how you like that so far for a pose, Doug. I'm going to go ahead and start roughing out Dart. Let's see. Probably the animated movie that made me cry the most was Coco. Coco, man. The end of that movie, when Miguel starts singing Remember Me to Mama Coco. Oh gosh, that scene wrecked me. Let's see. Yeah, we'll touch up the shape of the blocks when we get to refining it. Just kind of roughing it in at this point. Let's see, where do we want him? We want him... If you have any preference for like where you want him or what you want him to be doing, let me know. Oh yeah, and the thing that really got me when watching Coco was that was the year that my sister-in-law passed away, so my wife's sister, and also my bearded dragon, Jakiro, passed. And those were both really close to each other. Yeah, if I'm being honest, if you don't mind me getting a little bit personal here, I think I didn't quite allow myself to mourn my beardy passing away. Because my sister-in-law had passed, and I kind of felt like, well, if obviously my sister-in-law was more important than my pet lizard, and I didn't want, you know, anyone, I didn't want to take away from anyone else mourning, if that makes sense. But I still had like grieving to do of my own because I really cared a lot about Jakiro. Yeah, like you said, Doug, like if you've lost somebody, then Coco is a really touching film about, you know, remembering them, and it's like the feelings of loss and how, you know, none of that is bad. In fact, it's good. It's good to remember them and let that sadness be a part of your life, but also let their memory be a part of your life. Alright, let me take a look here. Yeah, that's right. My bearded dragon, who we thought was male the whole time. On the last day of her life, we found out that she was female. That was kind of funny. Let's see. My idea was to have him like placing this block right here, if that makes sense. Yeah, in fact, I think I'm going to turn his head, so that's... Let me just... That's right, I keep forgetting how tall these blocks are, comparatively speaking, because I mean, he's taller than Douglas, but... Yeah, I guess, because Douglas is less than 3 feet tall, and Dart is 6'4". Assuming we want... Do you want... yeah, okay. Do you want their relative sizes to be fairly accurate? Fairly true to what it says on the ref sheet? And Doug's standing on that one, so that does kind of make sense. But he would probably need to shrink down at least a little. Minecraft. That is correct. In reality, I have not played Minecraft very much at all. Yeah. And it's not because I don't think I would enjoy it either. I don't know why that particular bug missed me. The Minecraft bug. I mean, I definitely admire the cultural impact, the huge cultural impact that Minecraft has had on, well, yeah, lots of things, but also like the game development industry, like not only do I admire the whole concept of Minecraft, but the fact that he made it like all by himself. just really cool, and I think probably helped a lot of indie developers realize that they could do the same thing. These days, obviously I could easily get into it now, but I don't know, I'm a little worried that I don't have the time for it. I barely have time to play games as it is at the moment, so when I do, I tend to gravitate towards those that have a good story. So the one Doug is standing on is 1 block. One block, 2 block. Tell me if you like this better, Douglas. Okay, yeah, so, whoops. Actually, no, yeah. Nope. Actually, I have to rethink. Well, yeah. So would you want him, should we just take off that top block and move him down, or just redraw this stack of blocks so there's only 2 in the stack instead of 1, and then kind of see if we need to adjust the sizes of the other blocks? Let me know what you would prefer. Let me get a straight edge while we're thinking about it. Now I can hear some people launching off fireworks. It's only 10:30 here, guys. Okay, well let's... I think it'll be easier then if we fix this stack here. Only that doorway. Whoops, where is it? The doorway is only 1 block wide, or it's supposed to be. Hey, James. Welcome to the party, James. And yes, feel free to let me know what you'd like. If feel free to mention it in the chat, or you can message me privately on Telegram with what you would like. Either way. But yeah, I've got one I'm working on with Douglas right now. He might be doing a second one. I think, I'm not sure if we confirmed that or not, but either way, I think there should be time to do one for you as well, James. So I mentioned that I had this idea of running creating a custom favorites picker for my favorite animated movies. And so I started going through that list on Wikipedia of animated films. Let's see. As far as your limits, James, are you talking about I'm just doing sketches right now. So what you're seeing right now are just I'm just roughing it out, but I am going to clean this up and do a more refined sketch by the end. And so I'm just doing $5 sketches, so $5 per character in this case. So this would be a $10 sketch that I'm working on with Doug right now. So if you got an idea of what you'd like, let me know. But I started going through this list on Wikipedia of animated films and creating my own list that I would then go through and pick from as far as which ones were my favorites. And I finally realized as I started, so I was going through year by year, right? It started out by the decade. These are all the animated films that came out in the 1970s. Or rather, started way before that, even in the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, and so on. And then I can't remember exactly where, but then it didn't go by decade anymore, it went by year. So it's okay, now we're on 1981, 1982, 1983, and it just, each one that went by, there are more and more to write down. So it's you think you're making a lot of progress, but then as you get closer to present day, each year takes longer because the list is longer. And I finally realized as I got towards the end that what I should have done, because I'm not gonna go through and rate every single animated film ever, rank them in order of preference. So what I should have done was only put the ones on the list that I know have a chance of being anywhere even remotely close to the top 10, because that's all that I really wanted to do in the first place. But what are you gonna do? Spent way too much time on it, but it was kind of fun. Just for reference here, let's see how. Oh yeah, he would be probably close to his same. We'll play with the body proportions as well, but as always, let me know what you think, Doug. Probably make this give you a bigger head. Look at the size of that head. I'm not kidding, it's like an orange on a toothpick. need some longer legs. Thank you for always being there for me, Transform Tool. Along with my ever-present friend, Control Z. That's not... we need to... And I realize that the perspective is off with that, but we'll fix that in just a second here. I need to get my straight edge back. Oh, actually, well, I guess I've been kind of slanting up this whole time. I didn't even realize it. Coming up to the point where I'm, I mean, apart from this being really teeny tiny, the whole scene here I'm going to blow up a bit. Let's maybe even focus in on these two, unless you prefer a longer one. Like what I could do instead is but if there's anything major that needs to be fixed at this point before I start refining the sketch, let me know. Alright, so would you prefer it like that? We'll make that block bigger, of course. Probably need to back him up a little. Actually, we'll probably just scoot. Yeah, okay. Okay, and because this doorway isn't quite that wide, yeah, we'll close in that door space. Yeah, it's probably, I think that's more what you were going for. And Doug could still be, he could be placing, well, yeah, we'll move Doug so he's like placing this block here. Oops. Good, good. All right. realized some things as I was going through that list. Did you guys know that there are... I actually knew this before I went through that list, but there are 14 Land Before Time movies. And the reason I knew that before is that for Christmas we got a DVD collection of all 14. And I have actually seen all but one of them. That is the 14th, is the only one I haven't seen. But now we can rectify that because I have them all. I should marathon them. No, I shouldn't. That's a terrible idea. No, Land Before Time is one of those that is... had a big impact on me as a kid. So that's, you know, like I said before, that one impacted me creatively, not necessarily. Well, okay. So the first Land Before Time film, I think, was really well done. Second, third, I would say, I don't know, the first, like second through seventh even, were still really decent, let's say, you know. I mean, they're not going to win any awards, but, you know, they're still pretty good for a movie, you know. And after that, they kind of start getting silly. But even if they're not like the best movies, they have a special place in my mind because of how they impacted me growing up. Yeah, Don Bluth, he did that one, Land Before Time. I don't think he had anything to do with any of the sequels, but but yeah, Don Bluth did Land Before Time. He did Secret of Nim, All Dogs Go to Heaven. All those, yeah, they did. They had a really dark color palette. American Tail, that was another one that he did. Alright, let's... Yeah, James, I found that out while I was going through that list on Wikipedia. Like, obviously I know about Dot and the Kangaroo, and I've actually seen Dot and the Bunny. And I saw the one, I don't remember, it's the one where she like teams up with Santa Claus to actually find baby Joey. I'm sure that one is on the list somewhere, but I didn't recognize it as I was going through the list. But yeah, I saw some that I didn't recognize, like there's apparently a Dot Goes to Space. And I'm just like, is that another one? And it's like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so, because, like, even the one where she meets Santa was really weird. Around the World with Dot. Okay, yeah. Danny, aka Santa Claus. I don't know what that was all about. That was so strange. Like, there's this random stranger who shows up, and he starts, and she tells the story about the kangaroo, the mother kangaroo, and how she really wants to help her find Joey. And this guy's decides he's gonna help him, and all of a sudden he's Santa Claus, and I'm like, what? Why? I don't know. He's Santa now. And these kangaroos are gonna help pull his sleigh, which is actually a thing, I think, isn't it? Don't kangaroos really pull the sleigh in Australia? You know, Around the World with Dot, what I think was going on there. You know, I'm scooted over more. Over the boat. Do you want Doug moved more to the right? Is that what you're saying, Doug? I can move the whole sketch over, so just let me know. I'll continue sketching, and I can just move it all over. We have just a slight time delay between what we're doing. Let's see. But anyway, maybe this isn't what they were doing with Dot Around the World. But sometimes... Oh, okay, so you like it where it's at. Okay, good. But sometimes an animation studio will have several animated sequences that aren't well, they are related, but they aren't necessarily supposed to go together in a single story. But then they'll, you know, they've got all these hanging out, and then they need a project, and then they'll just find a way to fit them together somehow. An excellent example of that is like Belle's Enchanted Adventure or something like that. It's supposed to be, I mean, it was not a sequel at all to Beauty and the Beast, but you know, it's one of those in-between quills that Disney was putting out. They had like 3 different stories of Belle's time in the castle. And what they were actually doing is they were planning to make an animated series of Belle in the castle, and for whatever reason it didn't pan out. But they had these like 3 test episodes that they had made, and they didn't just throw them out. They actually used them and put them together with a not very coherent storyline of sorts. To kind of thread them all together. So, which doesn't really work that well. I think a better example of that is the Atlantis, the Disney's Atlantis sequel. Straight to VHS, not surprisingly. But yeah, that one was another one where they made some test episodes for an animated series. The series never happened, but they put them all together with this weird kind of like end of the world sort of storyline, and they didn't really do a good job of making all three of those stories related to each other. Belle's Enchanted Christmas was okay, yeah. But there was another one that was Belle's something or other. There was like 3 different storylines kind of threaded together, and one of them was about how the Beast caught this bird and put it in a cage and wanted it to sing for him. But then Belle was like, oh, you can't keep things in cages, hint, hint. And like guilt-tripped the Beast into letting the bird go, and then once he did, the bird sang for him. And then there was another one where the feather duster lady thought that Belle was that Lumiere was cheating on her with Belle. Not making that up. And literally, the feather duster lady literally tried to have arrange a quote-unquote accident in which Belle would be killed. That is a real thing that Disney tried to do. Or not tried to do, did. But then, as always, the whole thing was like a tragic misunderstanding because of poor communication. She overheard Lumiere reciting a love poem to Belle, and then was like, oh no, he loves Belle instead of me. No, it wasn't live action. It was like it was animated. It had the exact same animated characters as the original Beauty and the Beast. Let's see. Let me know if you like that nose a little better. Nope, actually, I don't like that nose. Okay, I think that's better. Oh, live-action Belle doing story time. There was a show on the Disney Channel. There was a Disney Channel show in which live-action Belle would tell stories to a group of kids. It was called Sing Me a Story, I believe. But this wasn't really related to the events in Beauty and the Beast. The only thing it shared was having Belle in it. And like the stories that she would tell, they would all be like classic animated Disney cartoons set to music and lyrics. I remember seeing a few episodes of that one though. That's a funny thought, James, what you said earlier about how they felt so bad for the depressing ending of Dot and the Kangaroo that they made 9 more movies. Seems like all they needed was one more in which they would actually find Joey and reunite him with his mom. In fact, did he ever actually get reunited with his mom? Because by the end of Dot Around the World, which is the only... well, let's see. Dot and the Kangaroo, Dot and the Rabbit, or the Bunny, or whatever they called it, and then Dot Around the World. Those are the only 3 that I ever saw. But by the end of Dot Around the World, they found Joey, spoilers, but they didn't actually take him back to his mom. So that was a cliffhanger. I guess you could call it. So, yeah, I got that. Maybe they wanted to leave that possibility open so they could just keep making more of them. Like, oh, they have Joey now, but now they have to... I guess they've already been to space. Where else can they go? The multiverse? They have to go into the multiverse to find the right mama kangaroo. And they can just keep milking that. It was an interesting technique, though, how they overlaid the animation on top of live-action shots of the not the wildlife, because they animated the wildlife, but on the environment. Happy New Year, Doug. Yep, just turned 11 o'clock here. Try to get this one wrapped up pretty soon so I can move on to a new one, but I'll still do a good job with it, of course. I'm gonna borrow this line. Into the Dotiverse, yeah. Actually, it only would be that tall, so let's... Oh, there we go. Computer froze for a second. That's always a nice mini heart attack. there is at least one very important thing that Dot and the Kangaroo taught us all. And that is, of course, that you can travel by boat, you can travel by train, you can walk if you like and get stuck in the rain. But the best way to travel, the smart thing to do, is hop in the pouch of a red kangaroo. Am I getting that size right? Dot in the pouch of a red kangaroo. Yeah, I hope you like how it's turning out so far, Doug. Like I said, I'm gonna finish this, like I'll go ahead and finish drawing Dart since that's the most important, probably. I'll do him, and then you can let me know how you're liking it. I'll wrap up the scene. Pull up his ref sheet. Had it flipped this whole time. Not the whole time, but Beatrix Potter. Yes, I did see quite a few of those. The list on Wikipedia had it had like certain criteria for something to be considered an animated film. I didn't catch what all of them were, but I know that it needed to be at least 40 minutes long, among other criteria. Obviously, it had to have animated elements in it that featured prominently, but it didn't have to be all animated. There could be live action elements as well and have it still be considered an animated film. But yeah, anything shorter than 40 minutes was too short to be considered a feature-length animated film, and thus was not on the list. Can you imagine how long that list would have been otherwise? I still intend to finish going through that list, though. I'm very close. I made it all the way up to like 2000... Where did I get to? 2016. You guys remember when 2016 was a rough year? I mean, I'm not saying I would willingly go back to 2016, but could all go back in time and tell our 2016 selves, oh boy, buckle up. But no, that's enough doom and gloom. Eh, 2016, there was... All I remember is that everybody said 2016 was the worst year ever. I mean, the election was really toxic. There were a lot of celebrities that died that year. And I think everybody just like bought into this narrative that 2016 is the worst year ever. But good things happened too. We got Zootopia out of 2016. One of my kids was born that year, so that was a pretty big deal. And it just goes to show. So I hope everybody who, you know, had a hard time these past couple years, whoops, I hope everybody, you know, still has hope for good things to come. Because, you know, I'm not naive. I know there's still a lot of things that can and probably will go wrong in 2022, but there's a lot of good things out there, and you know, gotta look for those things. While still being prepared for, you know, who knows what to come. Zootopia Plus, yes. I was just about to say that. Read my mind, Doug. I'm looking forward to that. I really want to know what that's going to be like. I hope they do a good job. I think they will. I think they will. And if not, well, they'll have the furries to contend with. Apparently there's a Big Hero 6 series on Disney Plus that I haven't seen yet, but I want to, because I really liked Big Hero 6. Can't miss Dart's tail. He would be a sad wolf for sure if he didn't have a tail to wag. Well, let me know what you think, Doug. Any more burning desires for details you'd like me to add before we call this one finished up? I can bring this down too, so we don't have so much white space at the top. Oh, no, that's not enough white space. And I can hide the sketch lines completely if you want. Sometimes I like to leave them there. Adds a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of feeling to it, but some people prefer it without. You let me know what you prefer. But that, I think one more thing I might do is thicken the lines just a little. Okay, thank you very much. I think we'll call that one, and I'll send that one to you after the stream. James, I'll get started on yours. Let me take a quick look. You wanted Mrs. Dragon turned into a T-Rex. That's right. Okay. If you could send me a quick reference to Mrs. Dragon in Telegram, that would be good. I've seen her before, so I can get started on the basic idea. But yeah, all right. Make sure that I have this one saved. We'll see. We'll see whether yours ends up being the last 2021 or not. Oh, thanks, Faye. Okay. Now, if you sit tight for just a second, I need to go use the little lizard's room. Wow! Sorry about that. Dropped the microphone. That was smart. It's okay. At least I think it's okay. I will be right back. I'm back. Oh, okay. Hope I didn't damage my microphone. Let me know if you can still hear me okay. Let me see. All right. Thank you for the references, James. Okay, we will get started on your sketch. You wanted Daisy as a T-Rex. So, let's have her. No, I like this better. Big head and little arms. Let me see. 1 second here. Yeah, I can do her as her regular self, and then as a T-Rex if you'd like. Yeah, that would count as 2 sketches. So if you're willing to do that, then yeah, that's totally good. So let's start. I want to just rough out the how she would look as a T-Rex first, and then we can go back and draw her dragon form. Actually, you know what? I need to look up real quick. Like, I'd obviously have seen a T-Rex before, but it's always good to have references. Never draw from your imagination, as Ethan Becker would say. Don't you ever draw from your imagination. Don't you ever do that again. He's a funny guy. Alright, so as a T-Rex, she's going to have prehistoric pie. Ah, nice. So then, let's have what does one put in a prehistoric pie, I wonder? It could be an Apatosaurus pie. Something like that to satisfy a T-Rex-sized appetite. Douglasaurus Rex, I remember drawing that. Oh, that's right. I always have to stop and think for a minute what side the thumb claw would be on. Also, I don't know how I feel, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know how I feel about an Apatosaurus pie, because that seems like that might be a Littlefoot pie. And I just got done telling you how much I like Land Before Time. Let's see, she's still gonna have her hair. Oh no, Mother! Little do we know. No, that's too dark. I can't say it. No, I will. Littlefoot's mother was baked into a pie. Are you guys familiar with Dave the Raptor? I'm gonna move that head back. I like it better right there. There was a recent one of Dave the Raptor watching Land Before Time for the first time. Poor Dave. I don't know if he was ready for that emotional sucker punch. Yeah, that's a good point, James. It must have been a different T-Rex. Animals gotta eat, but there are certain limits, right? lovely theropod claws. That beautiful theropod tail. As I know what a theropod is, thanks to Dinosaur Train. Dinosaur Train, what a beautiful premise for a kids show. Kids love trains. Kids love dinosaurs. Dinosaur Train. Yes, I love dinosaurs. Sure do. The earliest imaginary friends I can remember were dinosaurs. And if you're wondering, you had imaginary friends? Oh boy, did I. I had an ensemble cast. Littlefoot legit had traumatic chronic depression. Yeah. And they were legitimately worried that they would cause traumatic depression in their young audience too. If I remember correctly, they consulted some experts on how they could help minimize that. And I think part of it was the character Rooter, who he talks to near, like, soon after he loses his mother. I don't know how much that may or may not have helped, but so let me know what you think about Daisy Rex so far. I will start, let's see, let's expand the canvas here. Might need a little more room. You can always shrink it down later if we need to. Aw, poor doggo. Let's see. This one is going to be casting the spell to turn into the T-Rex. So, slightly smaller head. Plumper body. Yeah, I can throw some palm trees on there. We'll do that. Only about 25, 26 minutes left of 2021. So this one may be the first drawing of 2022. Oh, Charlotte's Web. Yeah, that's another one. That's another tearjerker. It's been a long time since I watched that one, actually. There's a pretty funny Odd Ones Out YouTube video where he talks about movie sequels, because apparently there's a pretty terrible direct-to-video sequel to Charlotte's Web. And James, not you, James, the James Rallison, who makes the YouTube channel Odd Ones Out, he razzes on it for a bit. Snap of her fingers, right? Snap of her fingers. Lose her wings. Shorten her limbs. Grow a bunch of teeth. And become Mama Rex. Double-E. Oh, yeah, I remember her too. That was fun. Double I, double F, double R, double C, C, C. That's true, she does have teeth. think Jeffrey was my favorite character. Goodbye, Wilbur. Thank you for protecting our dead mother's egg sac. Now we're gonna just up and leave you. Yep. Sorry, this leg is giving me a bit of trouble. And the ones who did stay, the only reason they stayed was because they couldn't fly, if I'm remembering correctly. So we can't fly away, so I guess we'll stay here. She needs a tank. Let me know what you think. Have a little. Oops. Okay, hang on. Have a little poof in the middle. Don't worry, I won't charge you for the poof. Haha, nice. Okay, and throw a little text on here. Whoops, not that one. Let's see. Yep, we'll add a background there. Just want to make sure I block this in. What were some other traumatic animated films growing up? While we're on the subject. While we're all on the couch here. No name, okay. Sid, your Pop-Tarts are ready. Nestor, the long-eared Christmas donkey. I know that one. I did see that one. Ears, Nestor. Yeah, one of the lesser-known Rankin Bass films. Come to think of it, I'm not sure if that one was on the list, perhaps due to the aforementioned time requirement. I don't know if it was over 40 minutes or not. But that was a good one. Little Drummer Boy was a little dark. There was another Rankin Bass one though that was like White Christmas. I think it was even called that. Like they sang the song "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas," and it was about a blind orphan boy. Hunchback of Notre Dame is an interesting one because... Oh, the First Christmas. No, that's probably what it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame is very interesting tonally. Like, it goes back and forth pretty pretty quickly from being very dark to being funny and lighthearted, and then being dark again. Ugh, little match girl. Ugh. Yeah. Minutes, that's right. Okay. How this backhand would look. I think that's right. Yep, my last 2021 piece goes to Douglas, and my first 2022 piece goes to James. Some good claws on there. Good for some intense back scratchies. Or even more intense ear scratchies for Doug. She might have to just use the very tippity tip of one claw though. Unless James can arrange to have Doug transform to be a little bigger. Yep, Mrs. Dragon's a sweetie for sure. Actually gonna flatten those feet just a little. Yep, she has super mommy powers. Super Dragon Mommy. Now, come on. Claws. Yeah, the countdown will be delayed for me. Like, you'll see it happen a little bit after it's already happened, but I can do a little countdown for you when it gets to it. Comes 1 minute to go for me. We've got 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! Happy 2022, everyone. We made it. Whew. Definitely hearing more fireworks in the background. They might be too quiet for you guys to hear, but it's gonna be quiet for just a sec, see if you can catch any of them. Yep. Oh boy. Welcome to the new year. Brand spanking new year. Man, I remember when staying up to midnight for New Year's Eve was such a big deal as a kid. Let's see. I remember staying up till midnight to ring in the new millennium. And by that I mean new for us. Not the new millennium. But Yeah, for the year 2000, which was, oh geez, now I gotta do math. 22 years ago, so I would have been 12 years old? I think that's right. That wasn't the first year I stayed up till midnight for New Year's, but it was understandably one of the more memorable ones. Okay, Daisy, what's going on with your other foot? Oh wow, fireworks are getting louder. Should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should all acquaintance be forgot and auld lang syne? If there was a song for which the ratio of people who knew the tune compared to the people who knew the words was the largest, that might be one of them, near the top. Auld Lang Syne. I am sorry, this back paw is giving me trouble, but we'll get there. Okay, this wing will come up. Alright, thanks for joining, Douglas. Thanks for stopping by. It was nice to have you. Good chatting with you. Snappy root beer, yes. Everybody have a Hippo New Year. Good night, Douglas. Okay, I think Dragon Daisy might be done. Let's get started on T-Rex Daisy. I know. Last time I was working on this, James, it was 2021. I'm sorry it's taken me all the way to 2022 to finish it. I'm working as fast as I can. Time is a vicious taskmaster. I had her lashes facing in different directions on each one. I don't know if you have a preference, but for consistency, yeah, they're facing back in the reference, so that's the way I'm going to do it in both of them here. Tee-hee. All right. Patrick has a time machine? I have not heard this one. Are we talking about your pelican fellow, Patrick? I assume we're not talking about Patrick of SpongeBob, unless we are, in which case I'm still not familiar with it. She knows what to do, though. Start baking. Baking is always the answer. Dragon hands. probably baked it in that volcano back there too. Because that's... you get that nice sulfur flavor baked into the dough. I don't know, sounds like something that if you were a prehistoric baker, that might be something you'd be into. Prehistoric pastries. Hey, there's $1 million idea right there. Prehistoric pastries. Somebody just needs a dinosaur-themed bakery, and they'll have it made. That's right, James. Let me know if there's anything else that you can see right now, that if there's any other details you'd like me to change before I ink it. And I will go ahead and finish this one up, and then I'll end the stream. Anyone else who paid for a sketch, or who even would still like one, feel free to let me know, and I will just finish it over the next couple days, probably. But I'll end the stream once I finish refining this sketch, and then I'll get that one to you, James. But yeah, if you need to sign off, by all means, go ahead. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me and chat. Love talking movies with you guys, and doing some art. It's fun because I need it's a good practice, like being able to talk and draw at the same time, because I want to be able to do that for conventions and other public events. Yeah, we'll make sure she gets her claws. Yeah, it was a fun night. I really appreciate you guys coming. Just finish this up, and I hope you have a very happy new year. How's it going for you, Faye? Oh, thank you. You're fun too. Yeah, certainly. A very happy new year to you. Warmest wishes. I hope that everything goes your way and that when it doesn't, because, you know, nothing's perfect, that when it doesn't, you'll be able to rise above it. May we all. Alright, how we looking? How we looking? Poor old Lang Ein. Poor old Lang Ein, my dear, poor old Lang Ein. We'll have a cup of kindness yet for old Lang Ein. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Finish off that background. make the lines... Oh yes, vertical. No, that is not what I meant. Oh well, I guess we just needed to enter. Okay, let's see here. it. First drawing of 2022. Let's I wanted to do a little. There. Very nice. Yeah, I like it. I like how that turned out. T-Rex Daisy is cute. Alright, let me just double check. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. All right. Well, thank you once again to those who joined in. That was fun. Oh, I'm just stretching. That was fun hanging out with you guys, chatting with you guys. I'm gonna sign off for now. But yeah, happy 2022. And that is all for now. Goodbye. Well, see you soon. There we go.